Can you speak to what a colleague is reporting that the administration plans to recommend vaccine boosters at 6 months, not 8?
I have not seen that report, but I would note we just put out the guidance. The CDC just put out the guidance a couple of weeks ago or last week. It's all running together 2 weeks ago on 8 months. And if they update that guidance, it would certainly come directly from them.
Do you know if that's is that under consideration?
I would point you to the CDC.
And then secondly, what is President Biden prepared to do to push the Chinese on the Wuhan lab investigation? There's been reporting that the Chinese are not being cooperative. They're pushing back at the U.S. on that. What is he prepared to do to free up more information on that?
Well, I think it's well known they haven't been cooperative, right? Through your reporting, other reporting, and just the fact that they obviously have not in a publicly available way provided the data and the information that we have been requesting. In terms of an assessment of what steps we might take, I don't have anything to preview for you on that front. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. I know you don't want to get into the details of the COVID origins report assessment.
Yeah, I will be happy to when there is an unclassified summary for all of you.
Right. But of course, the purpose of the 90-day review was to put a focus on this question. So if at the end of the question we don't have clarity or a smoking gun or high confidence, what's the next step?
We'll talk about that once the summary is out in public.
Just,
go ahead.
If you can update us on the White House role in responding to the crisis in Haiti. I know USAID and SEVCOM have given us updates, but what has the White House been doing?
Yeah, this is something I think, as you know, and you've been following closely, we've been deeply engaged with and involved with under the leadership of our of Samantha Power, who is the director of USAID. In terms of, are you looking for specific assistance and specific what we're getting to the ground? Let me get you updated numbers that we have provided as of today. I think the last information I have is about a day old, but it's an ongoing process. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. I just wondered if you could give us a preview of the president's upcoming meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, and if we can expect any announcements on the reopening of the Palestinian offices in Washington and the consulate in Jerusalem, and if not, what's the status of those projects?
Sure. I know we did a briefing call to provide a preview of that last night, or I believe yesterday at some point in time. I will say that the president's looking forward to welcoming the Prime Minister, who's already in town, as you know, having a variety of meetings today. We expect their conversation to be wide-ranging, to cover a range of topics of mutual interest, everything from COVID-19 and our efforts to address the global pandemic to regional security issues, which could include a range of topics, including security within Israel, as well as Iran and other issues of mutual concern. And I expect we'll have a readout once the meeting concludes of anything coming out of the meeting.
Any decisions on these things to be announced, though?
We'll have more to say once the meeting concludes. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. To follow up on my colleague Stephanie's question, she asked about the gear shift that might be taking place over the next couple of days, and you talked about the contingency plans and optionality.
Yeah.
But can you say today when the last flight will leave in order to get the drawdown done by that deadline?
I don't think that's information we're going to be providing publicly at any point in time.
How would we know then? I mean, you're giving the updates
Once
on the data.
it's complete,
like,
we'll provide that to you.
This is it? This is the last update we're going to give on the numbers?
Well, again, we are in direct contact with people who are departing and evacuating from Afghanistan, whether they are SIVs, whether they are eligible for other programs, whether they are American citizens. Our objective is to provide, to do that in as safe a manner as possible with rising threats from ISIS-K. Again, DoD will provide operational updates, as they did yesterday, about moving military out, moving equipment out, et cetera. And as we've noted, that would be in advance of the 31st in terms of equipment that would need to move out. But I don't anticipate that we're going to give you an exact date or an exact time for security reasons.
And then after it happens, though, you guys have been very good about giving data twice a day on these numbers. Is there going to be one of those updates that will say, and that is it, that's the last evacuation plan?
I'm sure we will make clear to all of you when it is the last flight. Absolutely. Go ahead.
I think NBC has announced it's doing an interview tomorrow with the Capitol officer who shot Ashley Babbitt. Do you have any concern for his safety, having his name disclosed like that, or any reaction to the announcement?
I had not seen that report of NBC's planned interview. So I don't really have an immediate reaction to it. Go ahead.
Yes, Jen. What is the reaction of the administration to private contractors now selling seats for thousands of dollars on charter flights out of Kabul?
Well, we are evacuating people free of cost because that is the right step to take. And certainly we wouldn't be supportive of profiting off of people who are desperate to get out of a country.